Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel, where we break down life-changing books into practical insights you can actually use. Today we are diving into Chapter 12 of James Clear's Atomic Habits, titled The Law of Least Effort. This chapter will completely change how you think about building habits, and trust me, it's going to make your life so much easier. Here's something that might surprise you. The secret to building lasting habits isn't about becoming more disciplined or motivated. It's actually about working with your brain's natural tendency to conserve energy rather than fighting against it. Think about this for a moment. When you get home from work and you are exhausted, what do you reach for? The apple in the fridge or the bag of chips sitting right there on the counter? Your brain naturally gravitates toward whatever requires the least amount of work. And here's the thing, that's not laziness. That's actually evolutionary brilliance. James Clear explains that humans are wired to conserve energy because our ancestors who were efficient with their energy were more likely to survive. Our brains are essentially prediction machines that are constantly looking for the path of least resistance. So instead of fighting this natural tendency, what if we could use it to our advantage? This is exactly what Clear calls the law of least effort. When deciding between two similar options, people will naturally gravitate toward the option that requires the least amount of work. The genius is in designing your environment so that the right choice is also the easiest choice. Let's start with building good habits. The key is to reduce what Clear calls friction, those tiny obstacles that make it harder to stick to your routine. The more effort required for a task, the less likely you are to do it. So we need to make good habits so easy that you'd feel silly not doing them. Here's a practical example. Let's say you want to start exercising regularly. Instead of having to search for your workout clothes in the morning, dig through drawers to find matching socks, and figure out what to do once you get to the gym. You remove every possible obstacle. The night before, you lay out your workout clothes right next to your bed. You put your shoes by the door, fill up your water bottle, and even prepare a post-workout snack. When you wake up, everything flows naturally because you've created a highway toward your good habit. Or take reading more books. Instead of keeping your books on a shelf in another room, you place an open book on your coffee table where you naturally sit after work. That simple change, reducing the friction by just a few seconds, can lead to reading almost every single day. The same principle applies to eating healthier. Rather than relying on willpower when you are hungry and stressed, you prep your environment for success. You wash and cut vegetables on Sunday and store them in clear containers at eye level in your fridge. You portion out healthy snacks into grab-and-go containers. You make healthy eating the path of least resistance. Now here's the flip side, and this is equally powerful. For bad habits, we want to do the exact opposite. We want to add friction and create small obstacles. James Clear suggests that if you want to watch less television, you could unplug it after each use or put the remote in a drawer across the room. Now every time you want to watch TV, you have to make a deliberate effort to plug it back in or go get the remote. If you are trying to reduce social media usage, you log out of all your apps after each session. That extra 15 seconds of having to enter your password creates just enough friction to break the automatic pattern and give your conscious mind a chance to make a deliberate choice. What's brilliant about this approach is that you are not relying on motivation or discipline, which are finite resources that get depleted throughout the day. Instead, You are designing your environment to guide you toward the right behaviors automatically. Clear gives the example of Oswald Knuckles, an IT developer who consistently primes his environment by resetting each room he uses, making sure every item is in its place so that when he's ready to use it again, everything is perfectly set up for the next action. This creates an environment where good behaviors become almost inevitable. Think about successful companies and how they apply this principle. Amazon has one-click purchasing because they know that even adding one extra step would reduce sales. Netflix automatically plays the next episode because they've removed the friction of having to choose what to watch next. These companies understand human psychology and design their systems accordingly. You can do the same thing with your habits. Want to drink more water? Fill up a large water bottle in the morning and carry it with you instead of having to remember to go to the kitchen every time you are thirsty. Want to practice an instrument? Leave it out on a stand in your living room instead of packed away in a case. The beauty of this approach is that it works even when you don't feel like it. On days when your motivation is low, when you are stressed or tired, your environment is still set up to guide you toward the right choice. You've essentially automated good decision-making. But remember, this isn't about making everything in life effortless. Some things should require effort, that's how we grow. This is about being strategic with where you place that effort. You want to reduce friction for habits that align with your long-term goals and increase friction for habits that don't serve you. The most successful people aren't necessarily the most disciplined. They're often the ones who have designed their lives so that good habits are easier and bad habits are harder. They've created what Clear calls an environment where the right choice is also the easiest choice. So here's your actionable takeaway. Pick one habit you want to build and one habit you want to break. For the good habit, identify every possible friction point and systematically remove them. Make it so easy that it would actually be harder not to do it. For the bad habit, add just enough friction to interrupt the automatic behavior and create a moment where you can make a conscious choice. Remember, small changes in your environment can lead to massive changes in your behavior over time. You are not changing who you are changing the world around you to make success more likely. If this resonated with you, drop a comment and let me know what habit you are going to make easier and what habit you are going to make harder. And if you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button because we are continuing through more game-changing chapters that can transform how you approach personal development. Until next time, remember, work smarter, not harder.